I would like this to be fun and meaningful for you. How about you? Thank you, mothers, for answering the question. I appreciate it. But let me tell you this. Fun and meaningful is an equation. Now, if you're an English major or history major, future, don't be nervous. If you're a science or math major, don't salivate because you love your equations. But fun and meaningful, fun plus meaningful equals me plus you. If you sit there like lumps, this thing is going to suck for you. If you come along with me, this will be over. You'll be out of here before you know it, all right? Good. So here's what I want you to do right now. A number of times during this session, I am going to ask for volunteers, okay? This is a very easy volunteer assignment that I'm going to ask to do. So right now, I need two of you. I need a brother and a sister to come forward. Brother, I saw your hand first. Come up here, yellow shirt. And you, sister, get your butt up here. All right. The name is Lexi, and the name is Brendan. You two don't interact with each other at all. Stand next to each other. Behind me. Thank you. Give it up for Brandon and Alexi. All right. Now, here's what I need you to do. I need you to put your eyes on Brandon and Lexi. Brandon and Lexi, in a moment, you are going to put your best professional behavior forward. You're going to imagine that you are in a professional setting, a setting within which you could advance your education or your career, right? Lexi, beautiful Lexi, you do not know whether Brandon is another student like you or someone who could help advance your career or your professional future. Brandon, same thing for you. Brendan, same thing for you. You don't know whether Lexi is like someone important or just another student like you. But you feel it is important to introduce yourself in an appropriate, warm, and professional manner. If you two were going to introduce yourselves in an appropriate, warm, and professional manner, everybody put your eyes on them. How would you do it? Oh, yes. Stay where you are, mothers. What did you see them do? Help me out. Oh, who said eye contact? Who said, brother, he's been through the training, man. He's like, they made eye contact, yes. People, the eyes are the mirror of the soul. What does eye contact communicate in our culture? Confidence, respect, yeah? I'm talking to you, right? If you're looking at me, you must be paying attention. I'm talking to you if you look at me. Good, they did do that. That was great. What else did they do? Yes, sister? Firm handshake. How did you know it was firm, lady? Sister was watching the squeeze, right? No, was it a nice handshake? Were you guys good? What did you notice when Brendan put his hand out to sister? What did he do? Did he go like this? Did he go like this? Because she's a weak woman. No, he put his hand out and shook her hand. Lexi, wish it was a nice, normal handshake. Right, brothers, I want you to think about this. When you're shaking hands with women, don't yeah, I know you're so strong. Give a woman a nice, firm handshake. She could take it. Sisters, I know you want to prove you're as strong as a man, right? So when you shake hands with brothers or each other, the goal is not to try to bring the man to his knees, right? You have nothing to prove. Also, sisters, I know you're princesses, some of you, but you don't shake like the Queen of England, right? Right? Good. And brothers, when you shake with other brothers, let me remind, by the way, I'm calling you brothers and sisters, right? Okay, to my African-American, to my black friends in the room, I promise you I'm not trying to be down, brothers and sisters, right? I'm trying to, I mean brothers and sisters in family love. Are we cool with that? Nothing worse than the white man going, So are we cool? Are we cool with this? All right, so brothers and sisters, I mean it with love, not like trying to be down or anything like that. Okay, so brothers, when you shake hands with each other, you ever see guys, fellas, they try to bring each other to their knees, right? Like a nice firm handshake is good, so thank you, sister, for that. What else did you see them do? Anything else? What did they say? What did they say? They made like Beyonce, and what did they say? They say their names? Yeah, okay, thank you. Part of an introduction, right? Anything else you saw them do that we should know? Oh, who said it? Brother said smile, yeah. Have you noticed, you guys, how everybody's smiling at you? Your parents, the socks when you first started. Now the socks are cool, but at the beginning, how does everybody smile at you like this? Right, they look like they have to go to the bathroom. They're like this, right? And then they wonder why you're like weirded out by everybody, right? Why is all these people smiling at me? They don't know who the hell I am, right? They did not smile that way at each other. They smiled beautifully and normally at each other. In a moment, we're going to have a little contest, okay? Now, the contest is going to be the person that shakes hands with the most people. The person who introduces him or herself to the most people is going to win. Look at me. a very big prize. Do you see this? It's not a big prize, but there is a prize for the winner, I promise, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to, in a moment, now I'm going to ask you to stand up, and you can move around, and you're going to shake hands with as many people as you can. All you need to do is remember, right? You have to remember, count. Remember your numbers, right? No. So here's the way it's going to work, though. I want to tell you, it's important that you do this. We'll talk about why afterwards. But the one thing I want to remind you of is when you were checking in at Hurley, were you checking the hotties out? Yeah, I hope so. This is your chance to shake hands with the hottie. This is your chance to start getting it going, mothers. So use this time wisely, all right? Okay, so would you stand up? On the count of three, we're going to begin. Shake hands with the most people you can, all right? You guys are in it. Thank you so much. Count of three. 1, 2, 3. There you go, Mark. Good to see you, man. You got 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. How are you, Tim? Good to see you. 15 seconds left. This is it. 15. Five seconds. Time is up. Give yourselves a round of applause. As you make your way back to your seat, I want you to think about the number of people you shook with. If you shook with 5 or more, put your freaking hand up. Good, good, good. You shook with 9 or more. Keep your hand up. Good, 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 good. If you shook with 12 or more, keep your hand up. Very good, very good. All right, if you shook with 15 or more, stand up. If you're lying or you don't know the exact number, sit your butt down. Thank you, honest people. Okay, 18 or more, stay up. 22 or more, remain standing. 25 or more, stay up. 27. Yeah, people are dissing you right now. If you're lying or you don't know the exact number, sit down. Okay, 30 or more, stay up. 33 or more, stay up. 35 or more, stay standing. 36, 37, 38. How many? 40. Get up here, brother. Give him a round of applause. What group are you from? What group are you from, Matthew? Group 6. The sexy sixes, right? Your brother won. He pays 20. Sexy 5. No, we're sexy. They're not sexy. We're all sexy. He pays $20,000 a year for college, and I give him a sand-colored T-shirt. Thank you, Matthew. Give it up for him. I will never, 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 never ask you to do something that doesn't make sense. Tell me why I ask you to do that. For those of you that didn't feel like participating or you don't like the team builder or the icebreaker, you're cool. Don't worry about it. But why do I ask you to do it? It's fun. I love someone who says it's fun. Thank you, brother. Sister?
It's good to get introduced to new faces and names.
Yeah, right. Why? Why is that good? Because we're going to go to school with them, right? Sister says she's very practical, that pretty girl back there, right? She says we're going to go to school together. Yeah, here's the deal. Whether you're living here or you're commuting, I want you just to think about the power of putting your hand out there. You realize that, you're going to put your hand out there and 2 of you are going to have a baby someday. No, don't look at me like that. You know that there are 2 of you that will find each other and you will fall in love, get married, and have a child together. How freaking cool is that, you guys? You're sitting in a room with a person you don't know, and that person's going to be someone you might spend your whole life with, right? Be the love of your life, sitting right freaking here, right? Today I met your parents, right? I talked to your parents today. There were 2 sets of college sweethearts in here, right? You're the product of their love. that started in college, okay? So, but more than that, beautiful things, beautiful friendships, beautiful relationships start with a handshake. I want to tell you something. What Dr. Nunez said, the president of the university said to you guys is true. You find your people, right? And not just because they're going to be the ones to help you or kick your butt when you screw up, right? They're going to be your people that are going to be around you for the rest of your life. It's a really cool thing. But if you don't put your hand out there and start meeting some people, you're going to find that college is much more difficult. My commuters, my friends who are living at home, not living on campus, it's crucially important for you to put your hand out there and find people, make friends, make connections. And how do you do that? You do that by joining things and making connections here. But you got to just work a little bit harder when you don't live here. But my resident students, you need to do the same thing, all right? So that's why I ask you to do that. It's the beginning of getting used to putting yourself out there and meeting some cool people, all right? That's it. Right now, not yet though, I'm going to ask for a volunteer. And what I'm going to ask the volunteer to do is very simple. I'm going to ask the volunteer to come forward. I'm going to ask the volunteer to put his or her tight, sexy booty in that chair. But wait a minute. What lovely Alexis and beautiful Brendan did here was easy. This is not as easy a volunteer thing, so I want you to listen what I'm going to do. If you volunteer for me, I'm going to put you in that seat. And I'm going to ask you a question. The question I'm going to ask you, I believe, the most important question you can ask yourself at any time of your life, but particularly acutely important for you, people who are beginning the most important academic experience of their life. I mean that. Those of you that have aspirations to grad school, law school, med school, you're going to go on to more schooling after this. This is the formative one. Your 4 years in college are what shapes all the rest of your education, but I believe all the rest of your life. And the question I'm going to ask you is going to be about your plans, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something. If it goes the way I think it's going to go, I'm not going to like your answer. And that means I'm going to ask you to tell me more, to dig deep, okay? To give me the truth. Now, if you're the kind of person, when someone like me gets in your face, asks you to dig deep, pushes you, you get all puffed up, you start swinging, do not volunteer, because I don't want you to hurt me. That's why, all right? If you're the kind of person, somebody like me, gets in your face, asks you to dig deep, pushes you a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you get all like, weepy-eyed, why is he doing this to me? Why is he being so mean? You may volunteer. However, it would not be the first time somebody cried when they were in this chair. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell would I volunteer for this? Let me tell you why. It's two reasons. One, if you are the person that volunteers, you're up for this, I promise you'll think about it. You'll be thinking about what we do to you in front of everybody. Don't volunteer yet. We'll be thinking about what you do long before. You'll be thinking about it more than just the time you're in the chair. You'll be thinking about it afterward as well. That's at least what people who've taken the chair tell me afterwards. They're really thinking about it. So you get the gift of having the experience of it. Second thing you get is you're our role model. In other words, if I had this all the time in the world, I'd ask every one of you to take that chair, and we do it to every one of you, but we don't have the time to do that, so you're the role model. If we do it for you, then you don't need me. You can do it for yourself. Ask yourself the question and be tough on yourself about getting the answer, so you're the role model, so you provide a service as well. So that's the two things you get from it. Everybody else has a job to do, so just keep in mind, like, you'll all have something to do during this, but the volunteer, let's get the volunteer first, and I'll tell you about that, okay? I saw your hand first. Your hand, out of the corner of my eye, yes. Stand up. Now, don't come forward yet, though. What's your name? Look at Molly. Look at Mighty Molly, everybody. Molly, 2 questions before I pick you first. Number 1, are you doing this of your own volition? In other words, of your own free will? Tell me yes or no. What'd she say? Yes. Remember that, mothers. Sister, did I, Michael, me, my friends, they call me Mick, did Mick force you in any way to do this? Tell me yes or no. What'd she say? No. Good, thank you. When sister takes me to court for the emotional scarring, you are my witnesses. Miles, take the seat. Everybody give it up for Molly. All right, I told you all have something to do during this. I need you to do 2 things for me because I'm going to be very close to Molly. very close to Molly. Not creepily close, but close. I want you to put your eyes on her, okay? I want you to watch two things. One, as you listen to her, because she's going to speak clearly into the microphone when she answers the question, you are going to tell me whether she is telling the truth or lying to us, okay? And by the way, how will you know that? By paying attention to what you hear and watching her body language. I need your power of observation, okay? So is she truthful or is she giving us a load of crapola, all right? That's first. Second thing I need you to do is I need you to assess for her, is it easy for her or is it difficult? Does she find it, easy to answer the question, or is it hard? And by the way, do me the honor, if you would, to imagine yourself in her shoes. Well, how would you be doing if it were you taking the chair and being asked the question in front of these 397 eyeballs, okay? Who giggled? Yeah, who said it? Yeah, she said, who has one eyeball, right? Because everybody has two eyes, right, Michael? Yeah, well, let me tell you something, girl. I was at the University of Arizona. I had like 900 kids in the room, and I said something like in front of these, 1,807 eyeballs. And this woman went, that's impossible. Everybody has two eyes. That's an even number. Anal math major. So I said, yeah, well, how do you know? Maybe somebody has a glass eye. And I swear to God, a woman in the back of the room, she stood up and she went, I do. I have a glass eye. She was so proud of her eyeball. I looked at the student that called me and I went, see? So I misspeak. I know you all have two eyeballs, all right? So in front of all these eyes, how would you feel if you had to answer the question? So two things. Is she telling the truth or is she lying? Is it easy or is it hard? Those are the two things I want you to pay attention to as you listen to her. All right, Molly, woman, I'm looking at you. All of a sudden, you don't look as tough as you did when you were standing up. So I got to be kind to you because you are an Eastern student. I really do love the Eastern students. So I'm going to give you a break right now. This is your chance. If you want to, you can give up your seat and you can go back, right? But it's the time for you to decide the following. Are you in or are you out? Sister is in. Okay, because in a minute, good. Yes, give her a round of applause. Good, I love that. In a moment, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to come toward you. And I'm going to ask you the question, okay? I want you to answer the question loud and proud into the microphone so these mothers can hear you, okay? I want you to answer the question as you see fit, but I want you to answer the dang question. Do not lie to me. If you lie to me, I'll know. That's from Silence of the Lambs. Are you ready? You're 100% ready. Okay, Molly, I want you to answer this question loud and proud into the microphone. What do you want? No. What do you want out of your time and your life? Really?
To have fun.
To have fun? Yeah. Oh, she wants to have fun. That's what you want out of your life. Miles, baby, I got to ask you a question. You're a fun girl. Yes, you are. You went to high school. Did you have fun? Okay, so I asked Molly in front of all of you, what do you want? And Molly says very prettily, very confidently, I want to have fun. So you've already had fun, you told me. So now you're ready to die. 18 years old, had the fun, got what I wanted out of my life so I can die. Is that what you mean?
No.
Then what do you want, Molly?
Endless fun.
Endless fun, right? So for that, sister, your fun, you're gonna pay 20 grand a year. You couldn't figure out another way to have fun. You had to come to college to do that.
I want to succeed too.
Oh, no, Molly. You told me you want to have fun. Now she wants to succeed. Okay, Molly, let me tell you, are you a slouch, a dope? Did you suck in high school?
No.
Oh, no, because you know why? You got into college. Generally, that's successful, yes or no?
I think so.
Oh, so you did that too. You had fun and you succeeded, so you can drop freaking dead. Molly, answer the question. What do you want out of your time in your life, really?
To have fun and to succeed.
What does that freaking mean? Because you did it already.
Well,
And don't say more fun and more success. What does it mean?
I didn't achieve all my goals yet.
So are the goals what you want? Are the goals what you want?
Yes,
What are the freaking goals?
I want to be an elementary school teacher.
First of all, thank you. Is that fun? What are you talking about? Tell us.
Teaching kids and having fun with them, obviously.
She's saying to me. Okay, is that all you want?
Yeah, well,
That's it?
I don't know.
What else?
My life with someone too, I guess.
Oh, now you want to have love, baby?
Yes, all the time.
Should I? Very popular at the dance tonight. Very popular. Should I let her off the hook or should I keep going? See, I love you. People go like this. No, people go, no, let her off the hook. And people go, keep going. Like, grill the bitch. Grill her. Stay right here. Give Molly a round of applause. That's all right. All right. So let's go. Let's get started. I asked you 2 questions to watch about her. Did Molly tell the truth or did she lie? She told the truth. Yeah. I want to have fun. I want to be successful, right? And if you've been saying that, I'm calling you out right now. Cut that out. Who cares? What the hell does that mean? First of all, seriously. And if you shut people up with that, good for you. It's not going to work much longer. She finally got real, yes or no? And she said one of the things she wants. She wants more than just to find somebody, to love and her career aspiration, which is to be a teacher. She wants more than that, but she told us 2 good things, 2 things that answer success and fun. I like that a lot. Why does it take so long to get to that? It took a long time. It does generally. Oh, no. Okay, we're calling you out, girl. Pretty bow girl. Name? Tatiana. It's vague. What do you want out of your life? That's a vague question. You can't answer that?
Maybe I can.
Oh, so how vague is it, babe? Let me ask you this. That's not why it takes so long. It takes so long because I know a secret about you. I know a secret about someone in this room, and if we could find you, I would talk to you, but you won't admit it. There is a man or a woman in this room who dreamed about being a movie star. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you. The man or woman who dreamt about being a movie star, let me tell you something, used to, when you were 7, 9, 11, 17, sang into the mirror with a brush. You imagined yourself on the red carpet at the Academy Awards. You imagined yourself dating the latest Hollywood hottie. You, my friend, were going to be on the cover of People magazine. And by the way, something happened to that dream. What happened? It died, right, it did. Very good, Tatiana, it died. And let me tell you why it died. It's not because you gave it up completely. It's because you made a fatal error in that dream. Do you know what the fatal error for some of you was? You didn't give up. What's that? Well, what you did before any of that, before you gave up or it died, is you told somebody. And when you told somebody, I'm going to be a movie star, they went, you? You have to be good looking. You have to have talent. Oh no, you're not going to California with those wackos. You'll stay in Connecticut. You'll be an accountant, and you'll go to Eastern Connecticut State University. That's what you'll do. And what did you learn? You learned that what you want out of your life isn't all about you. It's about mommy and daddy and grandma and grandpa and your circle of friends and whatever everybody thinks is acceptable for you. I'm here to ask you today, if you have been a person who's been lying about it to anybody else or to yourself, to stop it now. And if you don't know the answer, that's fine. Start to figure out what you want. There's a reason that 9-year-olds run around and tell grandma they want to be a lawyer when they don't know what a lawyer does. It shuts people up. And I fear that that's what we do. When we're asked, particularly when we're younger, what do you want? What do you want? What do you tell them things that just get them to leave you alone. And what happens is when they leave you alone, you know it works, and then you stop really thinking about it. I want you to think about it, because never again in your life will so many people be focused on you. in your undergraduate years, they're going to focus on helping you to develop the tools and skills for you to get the things you want out of your time in your life, personally and professionally, all right? Molly, do you want to say anything about your experience? Do you want to get anything off your chest? Do you have anything to tell us about what you want that lets you fully express yourself? Now's your chance. You good? You have a lot of poise, and I loved your responses. Take that shirt. Oh, give me my money back. Thank you. Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause again. Thanks. Easy or hard? Easy or hard? His brother says easy. And maybe for some of you it might be easy. For most people, what do you think?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it rates a 6.
Yeah, that's harder than easier, right? She's a science major here. On a scale, are you, by the way?
No.
Oh, math?
English.
Oh, God help me. Scale of 1 to 10, she says 6. I think for most of it's harder. Most of us, it's harder than that. And by the way, sometimes in your education, it becomes harder. The more you learn, the more you know, the more you want, the more confusing it gets. But I want to tell you quickly a story about when I learned how hard the question, what do you want out of your time in your life is. I live in Chicago. I grew up in New York City, but I live in downtown Chicago. My friend works for a company that makes big, brightly colored party cups. In fact, his grandfather invented this particular brand of big, brightly colored party cups. Why? Why? There's a reason I'm not naming it, but if you figured it out, you figured it out. Big, brightly colored party cups. I don't know why college kids love those cups so much, but they love them. They love them. Yeah, not just college kids, Tatiana says. But anyway, because my friend works for this company, his grandfather invented the company, he has a lot of money. And he built a 5-story house in downtown Chicago. It's really a hip crib, I'm telling you something. 5 stories. The top floor, I want to give you the layout. He moves in May, he has a 4th of July party. So at this 4th of July party, I come up the stairs. You come up the stairs, there's a big dining table here, big table, and then tables and chairs everywhere. You go out this way, there's a huge deck. The deck is really hot. It could fit 100, 150 people, I swear to you, it's huge. And it has a view of the skyline of the city of Chicago. It's hot, great place to have a party. If you go this way, there's a kitchenette. And because it's the 4th of July, people bring the red, white, and blue desserts, you know? So there's all those strawberries and Jell-O and crapola over here, all right? I come up the stairs, and at the table are 3 women I know and a man I do not. The man I come to learn, his name is Matt. He's 32 years old. It's important that you know the age, okay? I come up the stairs. Now, these 3 women that I know for about 10 years, I should describe them to you. They're women. Do you know women? Like women, tanned, toned, stylish, jeweled, made up, done, sexy, like Sex in the City, only not sluts. You know what I mean? Like nice girls, but really pretty, right? They're sitting in their chairs, and when I joined the table, they're talking about what they do for a living. Now, they're very successful. One of them says, I'm the advertising sales manager for the local CBS affiliate. One woman says, I do dental sales. I manage the upper Midwest in Canada. And then one woman says, I'm a medical trainer. I train for the large pharmaceutical company I work for. Right? Then they all look at the man, and I do too, because we don't know the man whose name is Matt. They say, what do you do? And Matt says, I work for a multinational company. I speak a little bit of French, so that helps me. I do 2 things for the company. I do finance, and I do a little bit of information systems, computer work for them, right? Then everybody looks at me, and Matt, because he doesn't know me, the women do, Matt says, what do you do, Michael? Now, my friends, how do I explain this, right? So I say to him, I'm a speaker. And he goes, what? And I said, I do like keynotes and endnotes. I speak at new student orientations at college. He goes, what do you do? I said, I give talks at conferences and at colleges mostly. And he goes, oh, I get it. I know what you do. And he points at me and he goes, you are a motivational speaker. So I go like this. Yes, I guess. But I don't live in a white van down by the river, which he laughs at, right? And then he says to me, do 5 minutes of what you would do. So I'm like, what? He goes, do 5 minutes. Do 5 minutes of what you would do. I'm like, oh, no, it's my day off. No, it's okay. And he goes, no, seriously, I want to get a sense of what you would talk about in front of a group. Give me 3 minutes. I'm like, no. I said, I'll invite you when I'm in Chicago to come and see me, right? And he goes like this, no, come on. And then finally, one of the women interrupts him, and she goes, oh, she says to me, do it. And then she looks at Matt, and she goes, he's so cute when he does it. Like I'm a freaking show pony, right? So I'm pissed right now. I said, all right, this guy wants to know what I do. Now I need you to know I have an agent, and my agent tells me as an in-your-face speaker. So this guy wants to know what I do. I'm gonna freaking show him. So I get out of my chair and I get up. Imagine him sitting here and I go, Matt, you want to know what I do? This is what I do. I get people to think. And I said, I want you to think right now. What do you want? What do you want? And don't shit me. Tell me the truth. What do you want out of your life? And don't lie or I'll know. And he goes like this, 32 years old. He goes, really? I went, what do you want? What do you want out of your life? And he goes, and then he looks at who? The 3 women. And he goes like this, Michael, I want a cool house on the left bank of Paris. I want to find a lucrative expatriate contract, one where they give you 6 to 8 weeks vacation every year. And I want to use that vacation time to travel throughout Europe and Asia every year. That's what I want. So I go, wow, that's good. What are you going to do to get that? What do you have to do to make that happen right now? And he looks down, right? He looks at his food, right? Awkward silence. If I say to you, he wolfs his hamburger down, do you know what that means? Shoves the rest of his food in his mouth, wipes his lips, says to everybody, it was nice meeting you all, and he walks out the screen door. So I look at the 3 women, I'm like, and they go, nobody clears the table like you, Michael, right? You ever feel eyes on you? You ever know when someone's looking at you, and when you turn around, they are? So I'm sitting at the table, I feel the eyes on me, and there is Matt in the screen door looking at me like this, right? And he says to me, when I catch his eyes, he says, I have to talk to you. I have to talk to you. Right now, I'm from New York City, and I'm sitting right here. I go like this. You know what that means? I'm sitting right here. And he goes like this. No. Who's he pointing at? The 3 sexy, sassy babes. He cannot tell me what he wants in front of the women. Now I'm pissed because I have a nut job on my hands here, right? So I literally turn my back to him and talk to the people at the table. The next thing I know, a couple seconds later, the women get up and they go into the little dessert area. And the next thing I know, Matt is standing over me like this. And he says to me, I lied to you. I lied. And I said to him, it's okay. I've been lied to before. And he goes like this. So I say, Matt, do you want to tell me what you really want out of your time in your life? And he goes like this. So I say, whenever you're ready. And this is what he said to me. I lied to you. I said what I said because it sounds good. What I really want out of my time in my life is to find a kick-ass wife who loves me for who I am and not how much money I have and not what job I do for a living. That's what I really want. Kumbaya. Did I just tell you a beautiful story? Did I? It's a terrible story, and that's why I'm telling it to you. Wait a minute. Think for a minute. Use your Eastern brains for a second. 32 years old, no wife, okay? Sitting in front of 3 sexy, single, sassy babes. Cannot admit in front of them what he really wants, which is a wife. Is it any surprise he does not have a wife? Duh! It's a terrible story. Why am I telling it to you? Because I don't want you to be 32 years old and trying to figure out why you don't have what you want when you at first did not even bother to admit it. It's a terrible story, right? So I need to tell you, I'm fascinated, though, by the guy having to tell me the truth. I know when you ask yourself what you really want, you're going to feel pressure to answer the question honestly. I like that, right? You know what happens a few months later? Matt meets a woman. Now, Matt knows I tell this story. He does not like it. We are now friends because of this experience that we had. I'm seeing him in Boston next week. I want you to know 3 months after this, Matt meets a woman. Her name is Elizabeth. I don't know where he's scared up. This very beautiful, very successful, very smart, very talented woman who speaks a little bit of French also. 6 months, 8 months later, guess what happens to Matt and Elizabeth? They get married. Now. Thank you. They get married. Why do I care about saying, oh, now? Because Matt got what he wanted. Listen to me. I mean this with all due respect to my Molly and to the rest of you. I don't care what you want. I don't know what you're thinking. That's horrible. You're the motivational guy that's supposed to care about. Yeah. No, I don't care about what you want. In fact, I don't care about what any one of you wants. I don't care about what Matt wants. What I care about is that you know what you want, because that's your business. And by the way, if you get the things you want, I'll be very happy for you. So Matt gets what he wants. He marries a beautiful woman. I am psyched. You guys, this kid did it. And I believe, not because of me, because of him. When he bothered to tell himself what he really wants, his behavior started to organize around getting what he wanted. Now, here's the thing. I'm excited about this because I said there's something to asking the college kids this question. We got to ask college kids the question, what do you want, right? Because if they start doing it at an earlier time, they're more likely to get more of the things they want, right? Especially when they have the support of faculty and staff at their college, right? Wait. About 6 months after they're married, guess what happens to Matt and Elizabeth? Well, she gets pregnant. Well, and someone said they had a baby 6 months after the wedding. You know what happened to them? Not divorced. They got transferred to the left bank of Paris. Wait a minute. I freak out when I hear this because the guy not only got what he wanted, which was the wife, he got the freaking lie too. If you ask the question, what do you want? You get everything. And it's true, because somewhere on his list, he did want to live in France, and he got that too. So I'm like a maniac. I'm like, oh my God, we got to figure this out. What do I have to do? Do I have to write a book? How could I help these kids put this together? And I figured it out. In a moment, not yet, you're going to reach underneath yourself. No, that's a different session, one that I don't lead. You're going to reach underneath your chair. And if you reach underneath your chair, you may find an envelope. If you find the envelope, you're going to win a prize. So help me out. There are 5 of them only. If you have one, feel underneath. If you have one, show me. Brother's got one. Thanks. 1, 2, 3. There are 5. Help me out. Feel the empty chairs for me. Nothing embarrassing. If you have an envelope, it's nothing embarrassing. You got one, brother? 1, 2. If you have it, hold it up for me. 3. Oh, there's one under that chair. I can see it. Sweetheart, you have one. In front? Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Good. All right. And by the way, I know what they all say. If you have one and you don't read it, you're just giving up a prize. So it's totally cool. What we're going to do right now till the end, very quickly, 5 ways for you to think about getting what you want out of your time in your life, all right? 5 things you could actually do while you're at Eastern and beyond to get the things you want. Who's got number 1? Who's my number 1? Sexy number 1. Will you open that up for me? And read it to us loud and proud. It's only a couple of words. If you feel shy about reading it, your neighbor can read it for you. Megan will help. That's for you. Sand-colored t-shirt, babe. What's cool about these t-shirts are if you wear them, no one will know you're a freshman if you get one, because they're from last year's leadership conference, so you'll blow everybody's minds. She can't be a freshman. She's wearing last year's leadership t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Whenever you're ready, babe. Will you do it one more time for me? I know you don't want to, but do it for the shirt. All right, she said your governing value, thank you very much, it was beautifully read. She said your governing values are the foundation of personal fulfillment. And I saw someone yawn. I saw one of you like fix your watch or reach for your cell phone. Does that bore you? Your governing values are the foundation of personal fulfillment. What's the matter? It's not sexy enough for you? You want me to sex it up for you? You want me to make them more sexy for you? I will. All right, so Solveig, is that how you say it? Solveig said, your governing values are the foundation of personal fulfillment. Let's make it sexier. What are your governing values? If I said, if someone gave you a list of their governing values, what would they be telling you about? What's what to them? What's most important to them? Thumbs up, right? So your governing values are what's most important to you. What's personal fulfillment? Getting what you want out of your life, right? So let's say what she said, only sexier. You want to get what you want out of your time in your life? You got to know what's most important to you. No, don't look at me like that. If I dragged your tight, sexy booty and put you in that chair and I said to you, tell me the 3, the 5, the 10 things that are most important to you in your life for real, could you do it? Yeah, I see it on your face. Some of you can and some of you can't. I want you to think about what's most important to you, your governing values, the things that matter the most. I'm going to tell you about somebody. I have a friend. Well, every year my friends from college, people I met during orientation. You get it? People I met when I was in your chair, okay? We go to the Jersey Shore every summer. Holla, right? We go to Jersey Shore every summer, right? And when we were your age, young, just out of college, we were bad. We made noise. The police would come. We'd invite strangers into the house. We did all stupid crapola, right? Now we're old and boring. But one thing, in all the years we've been going, 25 some years we've been going to the beach together, one thing hasn't changed. At twilight time, when the sun is setting and the cool breeze is rolling in off the Atlantic Ocean, we all gather for quiet time on the porch, right? And our friend, his name is Jim Ferry, plays the guitar and sings. Now, before you believe this to be all too beautiful of a scene to imagine, I need you to know that Jim Ferry can neither play the guitar very well nor sing very well. It's basically freaking noise, right? Now, I should tell you quickly about Jim Ferry. Jim Ferry got his master's degree at the New York University's Stern School of Business, a top 10 business school in the United States. Some of you will go to an elite business school after you finish at Eastern. Now, you need to know something. When you go to an elite business school in the United States, you have skill set that businesses want, and you generally, in your lifetime, earn a lot of money. My friend Jim Ferry, who is smart, is making $250,000 a year. 250 G's he's pulling down. He's living in a cool condo in New York City, okay? So, we're at the beach. He's playing the guitar and singing, kind of. And he stops. You ever notice what you do when the music stops? You listen to your iPod and it stops. You look at it. Like, what the hell are you going to see, right? Like, it's died, right? But you look at it, right? Same is true with live noise. He's playing the music. He stops. We all look, and he's holding his guitar, and he's looking at us like this. He said, I have an announcement to make. We're like, okay. He said, at the end of the month, I'm going to be moving to Omaha to do a community service project. So we're like, snotty East Coast people. Omaha? Like, where the frick is that? Right? Nebraska? Kansas? Who cares, right? And he goes, and when I come back from that, I won't be going back to my job. I've quit. So now we're listening, because he's thrown $250,000 a year away. He said, I've decided to quit my job and join the seminary. I'm going to become a Roman Catholic priest. It's okay if you giggled. We did. And then we realized that he was serious. So we did what all good friends do. We smiled, we nodded, and we talked about it behind his back all night long. Now, I do need you to know that I haven't seen him in the whole year, because he really did. He went into the seminary. He's going to be a priest. My friend, he was 35 years old at the time, I'm telling you. So that's shocking, right? The next summer, who do I want to see the most? Him. We go to the beach. There he is. I'm like, Jim, what's going on? How's it going? He says, Michael. No, he was not in his priest clothes when he showed up at the beach. He says to me, Michael, I said to him, how's it going? How's everything? Tell me everything. He goes, Michael, I've never been happier in my whole life. So now I'm like a little pissed, right? Because I'm like, wait a minute. I said, you worked so hard in grad school to get that master's degree, right? I said, you kicked butt in your job. You moved up the ladder fast. You're making $250,000 a year. And now you've never been happier in your whole life? And he goes, Michael, think about how I lived my life when I was working at the bank. Think about how I lived. I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning in New York. I would go to the soup kitchen, serve the hungry and the homeless, right? I'd work through my job to get through the day. Then I would join my parish council, be in the prayer group, go to Belize, Guatemala, and Brazil, use my own vacation time to build houses in those countries on my own time. He said, that used to be in my life what else I did. Now it's what I do. I've never been happier. Think about it. If you asked Jim Ferry what his governing values were, what would he say? spirituality, service, like those would be the number one things. And when he moved those things to the center of his life, the things that he got to do every day, what is he telling me? He got what he wanted out of his life. He's never been happier. Now, why am I telling you this? Because you need to go out and join some religious thing and do some community service if you don't feel like it? No, I'm not telling you that at all. I'm asking you to tell me what's most important to you, right? If making $1 million is most important to you, that's cool. But then when I say, what do you want? And you tell me you want to be in early childhood education, something might be a little wrong with that. Because do early childhood education people generally make $1 million? No. Or maybe. Talk to the owner of KinderCare. She did. You got to figure it out. What do you want? How do you make your values get you the things you want out of your time in your life, right? Good, good. You got it? Who's got number 2 very quickly? Ah, brother, you're getting a sand-colored freaking T-shirt. Open that envelope and read it, please. Good catch, Tyler. Your behavior is, wait, Tyler, you said what? What? Your behavior is a reflection of what you truly believe, right? So if I said to you, what do you truly believe? You might say to me, Michael? Well, I believe I'm coming to Eastern to get an education. I want to learn everything I can to have the best life I can have for myself. In fact, I want to learn everything I can to make the best life for myself and be the best professional I can be. I want to get an education, Michael. I'm here to learn. In fact, I'm going to learn everything I can to make my life better. And you know what? I might learn more than that to make myself the best professional I can be, to maybe make my company better. You know what, Michael? I'm going to learn everything I can. I'm going to change the freaking world, Michael. You know what, Michael? I'm going to be a freaking scholar. That's what I believe. And I'll say, man, you are freaking insane. But you're cool, and I want to know what happens to you, right? So in October, when I'm traipsing through Sexy Willimantic, I'm going to come to see you. I'm going to go to the registrar. I'm going to get your schedule, and it's going to say 9 a.m. to 9:50, Principles of Macroeconomics. Oh yeah, brother, sister, I'm showing up at that room to find out how it's going, learning everything you can. It's a Friday morning. It's October in Connecticut. It's cool and it's crisp. I show outside the door and I wait, and I'm excited because I got to know how this beautiful young person you are doing, learning everything you can at this very nice, very fine institution. And I wait. The class begins to end, I can tell, because the students through the window are putting their books away. All of a sudden, they start to come out, the warriors, the Eastern warriors, and I'm waving to them. But I'm looking for you because I want to know how it's going, becoming a scholar, learning everything you can, what you told me you believe. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. The professor comes out and turns the lights off and shuts the door. You're not there. I'm freaked out. So I'm going to come to your residence hall room. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. I knock on the door, right? The roommate opens the door and looks at me like this. Yes? And I tell them I'm here to meet the scholar, the person that's learning everything he or she can to get what he wants out of his life. And the roommate laughs and points like this. And when I turn and enter the room and walk in the direction of the finger, there you are, in bed, hung over. Because it seems that brother or sister were under every keg from Stores to Hartford last night. Let me ask you this. I know some of you are like, I don't even know where Stores or Hartford is. I know. Let me ask you this. Your behavior is a reflection of what you truly believe. So which is what you truly believe? What you told me or what your behavior tells me? Oh yeah, I know you know the answer. You know what? But here's the thing. You can tell me all about it. You can tell me all about how you want to be a scholar. But you know who knows you're full of it? Your roommate. Oh, they know. That's why they laugh when I say I'm here to see the scholar and I'm talking about you. Okay? You know who else knows you're full of it? Your professor knows. You know why? Remember why one of the reasons you like Eastern? Because it's not a factory like some other big school down the road. You know? One of the things here is your professor's going to know you, and they're going to know when you're there and know when you're not there. So it doesn't matter what you told the professor about what your aspiration is. They're going to judge you on the way you behave, right? But you know most of all who knows you're full of shit? You. Yep, and by the way, I'm not the alcohol cop. Please don't take it like this is another person telling you to stop drinking. I am telling you that if you do drink, bear the consequence and be a man or a woman when you get caught. Don't lie and fake out. Because when you get caught, and you will get caught, own up and deal with it, right? So make your decisions with full knowledge. But what I'm here to tell you is, you told me you wanted to learn everything you could, and you don't go to class. I know what you're all about. You don't have to tell me anything. And at Eastern, you'll be judged based on how you act, not by what you tell everybody. And the theory is, if you want to get the things you want out of your life, like learning everything you can, your behavior has to reflect it. The more you get your best beliefs in line with your best actions, the more likely you are to get the things you want out of your time in your life. I know you know this. It makes sense too. So start doing it. Make your actions reflect what you truly believe about yourself and about your Eastern experience, all right? Who's got number 3? Ah, brother, open that mother. Oh. Thanks, man. Ah, brother says to reach any significant goal, you must leave a comfort zone. You've heard this before. Get out of your box, take a risk. Get out of your box, take a risk. Are you sick of it, right? So I'm going to tell you a time when I'm telling you to do something that I didn't do. I need you to look at me right now. Eastern has an organization, the Campus Activity Board. Maybe you've heard of it. They bring speakers and entertainers to campus, but the cool part about the Campus Activity Board is that it's not some old people that work at the university deciding what speakers and entertainers come to campus. It's a group of students that spend a lot of money bringing sexy-ass performers to this school, right? Now, put yourself in the shoes of being on that committee, because some of you will join CAB. I hope you do. It's a great group. Some of you will be on that group, right? If you were going to pick a speaker to come to the campus to do like a leadership workshop, right? And my flyer came across your desk, and it was a picture of me alone or a picture of me with Oprah Winfrey. Which one would you look at and consider longer? Tell me the truth. I love it. Oprah, some of you are kind and said just me alone, but I know. Even I'm in the picture, and I would look at the one with Oprah longer. Okay, wait. If I sent my video, same thing. A video of me alone or a video of me doing my thing on the Oprah Winfrey Show or chatting it up on the set with Oprah, which one you think people would look at longer and consider more seriously? I know, Oprah, right? I mean, most of us, Oprah, right? Well, I want to tell you about me and Oprah Winfrey. But before I tell you about me and Oprah Winfrey, I have to tell you something about me. I used to weigh 310 pounds. I assume you're applauding because you realize that I don't weigh 310 pounds. My waist, at my largest weight, was 46 inches around. Is this waist 46 inches around? 32, thank you. That's a foot and 4 inches gone. I don't tell you this gratuitously. I tell you this because you need to know it to understand the story. Do you have a relentless friend in your life? By relentless friend, I mean, do you have a person in your life that like you made the mistake of telling him or her that like you liked someone? And then whenever you, the relentless friend, and that person were in the same room, he or she would say, there she is. There he is, go get her, go say hello. Now, I'm gonna introduce you, I'm gonna come over. Do you know this kind of person? Right, I have one of these, but she's a business relentless friend. She never stops sending me business opportunities. One day I get an email from her name is Laura. It says, Michael, you should do this. Laura, I open the email, it says, tell Oprah Winfrey your incredible weight loss story. Now, I have an incredible weight loss story. I have a website. If you don't believe me, a lot of times people don't believe that I lost the weight. It's called reallymotivated.com. See me afterward, I'll give it to you again, but I don't look like me. It was transformational for me, right? So I have an incredible weight loss story. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I think what you just thought. I think, oh God, if I got on the Oprah Winfrey Show, man, I could get more business, right? Because this is how I put bread on my table. This is my job, right? I go, oh my God, maybe I can charge more money. Oh my God, look what she did for freaking Dr. Phil, right? So I start to read what it says. And there's one section that says, tell Oprah your incredible weight loss story. Now I become very concerned. I'm out of my comfort zone now because I start to think, well, if I write the story, what if they don't think it's so great? What if they don't think one of the most important things I did for myself in my life isn't so great? And then I start to get bitter. And you know what I say? Screw you, Oprah. I don't need you, the Queen of Chicago, telling me about my career. I don't need to be on your show to be successful. You know what? To you, Oprah. And I close it out, and I don't fill it out, right? Why? Not because I'm really bitter about Oprah, because I'm nervous. I'm out of my comfort zone, and I'm uncomfortable about being rejected, so I don't send it in. 1 week to the day, my relentless friend Laura sends another email. It says, Michael, did you send in to Oprah Winfrey yet? Laura, now what do I do? Because I didn't do it, and I know she's got my best interest at heart. What do? I lie. I write to her, well, my internet connection's been on the fritz, and my sinuses have been acting up, and I've been a little tired lately, and I've been traveling a lot, so no, I didn't do it. I hope everything's great. I love you very much. Talk to you someday soon. Bye, and I send it. A second later, I get an email back. Simply, Michael, you're stupid. Send it in right now, Laura. Now, like a lemming, a robot, I forget that I'm out of my comfort zone because now I feel bad that I'm disappointing my friends. So what do? I go to the website again. It's name, phone number, fill in format, tell Oprah Winfrey your incredible weight loss story in 150 words or less. Now, you don't know me that well, but you know I speak at 150 words a minute. It's very hard for me to do this, but I get the mother done. And what happens when you click submit on a website? It's gone, and it's gone forever, but I love what comes back. What comes back? Confirmation. I love what this confirmation says. So, like Oprah says, thank you. Oprah has received your email. You know, as if she's on the 50th floor of a penthouse saying, oh, yeah, thank you, Michael, I got your email. I've been waiting for it. Anyway, it says something else now. Listen to this. It says, now, comma, please send 3 before pictures and 3 after pictures, care of Harpo Studios, Box LH, Chicago, Illinois, 606, whatever. You know what before and after means? Euphemism for fat and skinny pictures. No. I mean, I know you think I'm an idiot, right? Because what's the reason we watch the weight loss show is to see the transformation, right? But I'm not doing this. No. I'm not having Oprah and the TV people judge whether I'm good looking enough now to be on this TV show, right? I did the best I could losing this weight. I'm the best I can be. You know what, Oprah? I'm not going to hear from you that I don't look good enough to be on this show. Screw you again, Oprah. I'm not sending the pictures. That night, I'm on the phone with my best friend from college, my best friend that I met when orientation, godfather of his first child. Thank you very much. We're on the phone. He lives, thank you. We're talking on the phone. His wife's on the line. We're chatting, the 3 of us. He says, anything new at work? I said, oh, I had this opportunity to get on Oprah, but they need fat pictures, and I don't have them. Lying. I was fat for 30 years. I have fat pictures of me. He goes, wait a minute. What's this? You could be on Oprah? What? And I just explained it to him, and he goes, oh, this would be so good for you. This could be so good for your career. Don't you think you should? I said, Andrew, I don't have the pictures. I don't have the time. I'm not doing it. And I changed the subject. We chat a little bit more. We hang up. The next morning at 10:30, my doorbell rings. It's not Oprah. It's the FedEx guy. It seems my roommate and his wife had a little picture party. They went through the old photo albums and found 3 choice fat pictures of me. In fact, you know the saying, with friends like these, you don't need enemies? They actually named them. They put a Post-it note on each picture and named them. Would you like to hear the names? Number 3, he is round like balloon. Number 2, very affectionately and in quotes, big guy. And my personal favorite, number 1, the mother load. So now I have the 3 fat pictures. My friend spent $18 to mail this to me. Now I feel bad because the pictures are in my hand. I don't have to do anything else. I have 3 nice thin pictures of me, by the way. So what do? I shove them in an envelope, mail them off. I don't think about it again. I addressed it to Oprah directly, as if Oprah's going to be looking at any of this herself. 3 months later, it's December. I'm visiting my mother in Florida. You know, my mother, like most New York people, she went to Florida to die. I mean to retire. My mother, I'm having breakfast with my mother. My phone rings. I look at the phone. It's a Chicago phone call. You know, I don't care. I live in Chicago. It could be anybody. It could be my bank. I don't know who it is, but I don't take the call. I finish breakfast. I'm a good boy. I help my mother clear the table. The next thing I know, I go in the other room and listen to the message. And I want you to get a flavor of this Oprah-like message that I got. It goes something like this. Hello, Michael. My name is Lisa. I'm a producer with the Oprah Winfrey Show. We read your story. We saw your pictures. Oh, boy, do we want to talk to you. By the way, today is Friday. We're filming the show on Wednesday, so please call right away. Ooh, bye. Click. I'm like, Oprah's calling. Right? right? Now, if you were freaked out but getting control, like being comfortable with being uncomfortable, like knowing you're out of your comfort zone and trying to get control of it, what would you do? Would you tell your mother? Maybe if you had a good relationship with her. Would you call Oprah back? I make Oprah Winfrey wait the weekend. I know. I call on Monday, right? I go in the other room. I dial the number. She answers the phone. Hello, Oprah Show. This is Lisa. I said, hi, Lisa. This is Michael Miller. Michael, we've been waiting for you. And then I start talking. I start telling her that, yes, I was overweight for most of my life, but I was a happy fat guy. I was not afraid to dance in public. I asked people out on dates. I was happy. I was a happy, chubby, fat guy. In fact, I was so happy, I was almost jolly. In fact, I was so jolly, I did everything but deliver presents on December 25th, right? Ever feel the energy drain away when you're on the phone with somebody? Like you're saying the wrong thing, right? So now, me, stupid, what do? I feel this. I don't stop talking and wait. I keep talking. Finally, she interrupts me. And she says, oh, Michael, you sound like such a wonderful guy, but you are absolutely not right for this television show. We were looking for people who, when they were overweight, they were miserable. And in the process of losing the weight, they also changed their outlook in their life. You were always happy. So what did I do? I tried to backpedal. I said, well, there were some dark moments I could tell you about. She goes, no. I think you were always pretty much a happy guy. So it would be my great pleasure to offer you 2 tickets to come and see the show. I don't get on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Yeah, thanks for your sincerity, mothers. Unless maybe you're not being sincere, you don't care because you blame me. You do. If you do, you're right. It's my fault. Because the principle is to get what you want out of your life, you have to leave your comfort zone. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And what did I do? The whole time I was uncomfortable, and instead of getting control of it and trying to be myself throughout it, I was like an idiot. And you know what I got for it? Nothing. Now, that was very nice of you to listen to my failure on the Oprah Winfrey Show. But you're saying to yourself, why are you telling me about this? I wasn't on the Oprah Winfrey Show. You know what, mothers? Each one of you has an Oprah story. I'll remind you of one of your own. Would you like me to remind you of one of your own? Any of you go to high school? Yeah, you all did. Do you remember in high school how teenage girls stand, high school girls? How do they stand when they talk to each other? They stand in a circle generally, and they chatter away about whatever they're talking about. Now, if you were one of these girls, and you were a girl who was into boys, you liked boys in high school, and you were talking to your girls, do you remember what happened when Big Man 198 at AOL.com would walk by your circle of girls? Brother would strut by like this, right? Right? And what did the group of girls do? They would be like this. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. I want to go to the dance with him. No, don't look at me that way. I'm a certified high school teacher. I saw it, right? And fellas, don't get all snotty and high and mighty on the women, right? Because teenage boys in high school don't stand like teenage girls, do they? No, teenage boys stand against the locker or the wall like this, holding their books like this. And they stand in a row. Why? Because they think it's like Lord of the Flies. And at any moment, they might get attacked, so they have to stand in a row and survey all that goes on, right? Now, if you were one of these boys, right, and you stood like this, and you were a boy that was into girls, right? You remember hotgirl168@gmail.com? Remember her from your high school? When she would walk by like this, she would walk by like this. Right? What did the boys do? The boys went like this. Get some of that. She's hot smoker. Now, girls and boys who like girls and or boys, where were you on Saturday night, brother? Oh, no, you weren't with hotgirl198@gmail. You know where you were? In someone's basement playing Wii with the boys. And girls, don't make fun of them. You know where you were on Saturday night? You were doing your nails with your girls. And you know what the sad part? Generally, Hot Boy 108 and Hot Girl 169, you know where they were? They were home too, because no one had the balls to ask them out. So you know what you got, both of you? Nothing. Why? Because you were afraid to leave your comfort zone. Because we're afraid to get rejected. right? Now, maybe you aren't that way, so good for you. But if you're like the rest of us, you chickened out. Let's not do that in college. See, because hot boy and hot girl, they're gone now. Or maybe you were hot boy or hot girl. You know, it's time for you to get your own date, right? But more than the date, how about this? Some of you got big dreams, you got big futures. You're going to start your own business. You're going to go to grad school, med school, law school. You need to work with faculty on a research project. You're going to chicken out? You're going to wait for them to ask you, or you're going to get your balls up and get in with the faculty member and do it. I know women, you don't roll with those, but you know what I mean. I'm speaking metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're going to find your space to do something that makes you uncomfortable, that's going to get you the things you want out of your time in life. I'm asking you to think about that. First week of school, leave your comfort zone. Do something positive that works for you. Maybe tonight, say hello to somebody, right? Right? Don't jump off a building. That's leaving your comfort zone. You're going to hurt yourself, right? Don't drop acid. That's not good for you. I'm talking about doing something that makes you uncomfortable, but that's going to get you something good. First week of school, visit your professor, one of your professors that you find interesting during their office hours. Just go and say hello and say, I'm enjoying your class so far. I'm not kissing your butt. I want you to know it. They'll appreciate it so much, and it may start a relationship that will serve you very well, even though you feel uncomfortable, right? Join that club, walk through the door, and do that thing. You want to be on a team and they didn't recruit you? Go to the walk-on tryout. See what happens. What's the worst thing that happens? You get rejected, so what? You can get it, right? But if you don't try, you don't leave your comfort zone, you get nothing. So remember it, all right? Who's got number 4? We're almost finished. All right, brother 4. Brother 4, get sand-colored T-shirt. Oh, yeah. What do you got? Nicholas says your self-esteem must ultimately come from within. Are you Nick? Nick says your self-esteem must ultimately come from within. Now, I want to ask you this question. I want you to think about yourself right now. Do me the honor. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Please, please, please. Think about yourself. I want you to tell yourself right now 3 things about you that are good. 3 qualities, 3 skills, 3 abilities, 3 attributes, 3 beautiful things about you that you know are true in your rock-solid ab, in your gut, like you know, these are the 3 things. Do it for me now. Think about 3 things about you that you know. You don't have to do this now. 3 things about you that you know are true in your gut. 3 good, beautiful things about you. Can you do it? Think for a second. 3 great things about you. 3 things that no matter whether it's good times or bad times, you bring these things to the table. 3 skills, abilities, great things about you. Can you do it? Are you doing it? Let me tell you something. I hope that you could do it. Let me tell you why. Everybody's smiling at you like this now, and everyone's telling you college is the best 4 years of your life. Look at me. There are bad times ahead for you. It's not going to be easy all the time. No, no, no. There's going to be tough tribulations and trials that happen to you in college. And by the way, that's part of your education. But if you don't know your value, the beautiful things about you, the great worth that you bring because of who you are to the table, how do you think you're going to get through it? Do you know that I failed my first test in college? An open book test. Yeah, thanks for laughing, mothers. Good luck to you on your first test. I'll be calling every one of you to hear how it goes. No, I failed my first test, an open book test, right? Now, if I thought I was stupid or I didn't have ability, what would I do? I'd say, see, Mom, I am dumb. I'm coming home, right? But you know what? I did well in high school. I knew I was a pretty smart guy. I knew it. I did well. I can understand things. I can grapple with information. I just didn't know how to study for that test. So what happens? You persevere, right? You stick with it. The same is true for you. When you know the 3, 5, 7, 10 things that are fantastic, they will help you persevere through the tough times. And by the way, that's your self-esteem. Nick said, ultimately, your self-esteem must come from within. Let me ask you this. If you get your self-esteem from everybody else, right? If you're a person who doesn't know your worth and you're dating somebody, right? And this person says to you, you are my beautiful, sexy, perfect human, and I'm so lucky to be with you. And you get your value from that because you believe them, right? And you say, I am a perfect, sexy, beautiful person. And you told me, and it's true because you told me, right? What happens 6 months later when you break up and they say you're an ugly dog, skank, hoe, bitch? No, no, no. I'm asking you something. I'm serious about this. Which one is true about you? Was it what they told you the first time and you believed? Or was it what they told you the second time and now you're believing that because you haven't bothered to know for yourself what your value is? Well, the second one is not true, by the way. I'm looking at all of you. Nobody's that. But I want you to think about this. Right, exactly. If you believe them, then it's whatever they tell you, the first or the second or the third or the fourth thing, right? What blocks that negativity that you get? What blocks that is you knowing your worth for yourself. When you can name the 3, the 5, the 7, the 10 great things about you, nobody can take them away from you. And it helps you to persevere through the rough times to get the things you want, all right? Number 5, this is the last one. We're almost done. Where's my sexy 5? Thank you, woman. You get, for reading what it says to me, a sand-colored t-shirt. Alana, Alana. Come on, baby. Give it to us. Give more and you'll have more. How many of you would say you were busy in the last 365, the last year? Put your hand up if you're a busy person. Show me. I know you're busy. That's how you got into college, by being a busy person, right? And I'm telling you, to get the things you want at your time in your life, you have to give more. Give more and you'll have more. Not give more so you get more. Give more and you have more. And you're saying, give more? Give more? Give more? I give and 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 I give. I can't give any more. In fact, I'm coming to freaking Eastern to give less. And former fat guy is telling me to give more. I am. I'm asking you to give more. But stop giving more to everything. Give more to the things that mean the most to you. The people and the things like your education that will get you the things you want out of your life. Last story for you. I was working at a college here in Connecticut. My family was 75 miles away in New York. I'm very lucky I have no sisters. No, that's not what I mean. I have no sisters, and I'm very lucky because my brother married 2 women that I treat like sisters. My sisters-in-law are like sisters to me. I love them both, Donna and Gladys. Don't make fun of Gladys. I know that name. You picture like a 90-year-old lady with a birthmark on her face, right? So yeah, she's really pretty, my sister-in-law Gladys. But anyway, this day, my eldest brother's wife, Donna, calls me on the phone. And when I pick up the phone, she's on the line and she's crying. And she goes like this. She goes, hey, Michael, we need you to come home, okay? And I'm like, okay, I'll come home. What's the matter, Donna? She goes, no, the family needs you right now, okay? We want you to come home, all right? Well, please come home, Michael. I'm like, okay, I'll come home, but Donna, what's going on there? She goes, no, I don't want to say. We just need you, okay? So you're going to come home right now. I said, Donna, I'm coming home right now. What's happening? She goes, I don't want to say it all. I said, Donna, you're freaking me out. What happened? She says, I'm so sorry to tell you on the phone, Michael, but your brother died. Her husband, my 42-year-old brother. My 36-year-old sister-in-law is a widow. And they have an 11-month-old baby, my only nephew. So I don't remember going to my house and getting clothes. I don't remember any of this. I remember blinking my eyes and I'm in New York with my sister-in-law. And we're crying and people are starting to come over. My other brother's there. I'm looking at my little nephew in the playpen. You know, he's never going to know my brother, his daddy, my brother, my big brother. He's gone, right? And I look at my sister-in-law and I said, oh my God, what about Mom? My mother, she's in Florida. I said, do I need to call her? She goes, no. I called her, my sister-in-law says. I feel so bad, though I lied. I didn't want her to fly here knowing that he had passed away. So I told her that he was really sick because I didn't want her to go through all that by herself, flying here and knowing that I didn't know how she would make it. So she said, by the way, she arrives at 10 o'clock. You have to pick her up. So you know what that means. I had to tell my mother that her eldest child, my eldest brother, passed away. Not an enviable circumstance for anybody. If your family's like mine, what happens? When things go wrong, we all take our positions, right? So the funeral starts, and because my brother was young, a lot of people come out for this. You know, it was crowded, and there's a lot of work going. I need you to know at this time in my life, I'm single. I'm alone. I have nobody. None of my friends live in the area. I'm here alone. So, you know, what's my job? My job's to take care of my mother, take care of my sister-in-law, take care of my other brother, take care of the kids, right? Right? They all kind of have each other. I feel really alone. At one point when there's a lull in the action, I sit down and I think to myself, I can't make sense of this really. I don't know about you. If you have siblings, don't you expect them, even if you don't like them so much, don't you expect them to be around annoying you for the rest of your life, right? The thought of them not being there is a really weird thing. This was my big brother. I loved him. He was bad too, by the way. He was a good big brother. He took me to the circus, took me sleigh riding, took me up to the beach, you know, did all this stuff like that. He was about 8 years older than me, but he was also bad, but fun bad. He would call me to his room and say, you, be in my room at 8 o'clock. So I would go to his room because I knew it was going to be something like naughty, right? And he would have his phone in the room. And now we grew up in the Bronx. You can see into the other houses. We're all on top of each other, right? So he would pick up the phone, and he would call pizza, Chinese food, and a taxi to the house across the street. Now, if you don't understand why this is funny, what happens is at least 2 of the 3 of them will arrive at the same time. So what happens is the people are shocked because they didn't expect a taxi and Chinese food. This is before the days of caller ID, of course. And then the cab driver is yelling at the Chinese food. It makes a ruckus in the street. People come out of the house because there's all this yelling going on. And it's a great way for kids to kind of control their environment, right? Now, my brother had one rule. You cannot look directly out the window. You cannot, because they will see you look, and that will cause suspicion, right? But I was young. I was 8 years old. I had to see what was going on. And I looked. And about 20 minutes later, the phone rang. Mrs. Saglambini across the street called my mother and said, "Did Michael just call pizza and Chinese food and a taxi to our house?" My mother hit the roof. We were called immediately to a hearing with our parents. My brother owned it all. Took the rap, right? Like a big brother does. He took all the punishment, grounded for 2 weeks, like in big trouble, had to go and apologize in person to the neighbors. While I had all the pleasure, I got none of the pain and none of the punishment. That was my big brother, right? And now he's gone. He's died, right? And I don't know what to make of it. And I feel like the loneliest person in the world, because who am I going to bother about how I'm feeling? My mother lost her child. My brother's in the same shoes I'm in. Who am I going to talk to? His wife? Like, everybody's in a worse situation for me, but I feel like the loneliest guy in the world. And I swear to God, I look at the door to that funeral home, and who walks in? My best friend from Texas, the one who sent the fat pictures, and his wife. And by the way, they did not know my brother. Why are they here? They're here for me. And I think to myself, am I just the luckiest freaking guy in the world? When they moved to Texas with a 4-bedroom house to unload, who flew down there on his own expense to help them unload that in 198,000 degrees in Texas in the middle of July? Me? And why did I do that? Because one day my brother was going to die, and I'm going to need you to come and help me. I'm going to give you so I have you. No, I'm like you. You take care of your people. You give more to your best. And what happens? Just when you need it, you get more, right? So with that, your sexy socks are going to give you right now a blow pop. The blow pop is not for you to eat. You are going to do a home blow pop. Oh, brother. It is not for you to eat. It is for you to hold, because you're going to get homework to do with this beautiful blow pop. Okay? So once we get those, please give your socks a round of applause. They work very hard all summer for orientation and the university, and I love them. And you will too if you don't already. All right, so what you're gonna do for me is you're gonna hold your blow pop, you're gonna look at your blow pop, you're gonna love your blow pop. Look at your blow pop. On the count of, who needs a blow pop still? My Brendan needs a blow pop. Okay, I want you to hold your blow pop. I want you to look at your blow pop on the count of 3 with energy. You're gonna tell me the brand name of this product. Do not say it. It begins with the letter C. I said do not say it. You're going to say it with verve and energy. If you say it with verve and energy once, I will not make you repeat it, okay? On the count of 3. Give me some energy, mothers. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Thank you for charming me today. No. You could be so rotten and miserable to me. You're hot. It's your orientation. You don't want to hear the speaker, and you're so damn cool to me. I appreciate it more than you'll know. Thank you. It's one of the reasons. Thank you. It's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons I love Eastern, because Eastern students are cool. You're good people, good students, and smart, and you pay attention, and I appreciate that. Now, here's your homework. I want you to hold your blow pop. I want you to love your blow pop. In the spirit of giving more and having more, I want you to think about a person in your life who's charmed you. In other words, a person in your life who's given you more, and because of that person, you have more. And see, I like it because when you think of the person, you smile. You can't help it. I know. So I know some of you are lucky enough to have more than one person that's given you more, and you have more because of them, someone that charms you. I want you to choose one for me right now. Choose one of the many people in your life, because you're going to do something for them with this blow pop, all right? Okay, when you know who it is, look at me. Good. Okay, so we know who it is, all right? You're going to do one or two things. Very easy. Number one is easy. You're simply going to give this blow pop to that person. In other words, you're going to just hand it to them and say, some guy at my orientation told me to give you this, right? You're going to jam it under their door and risk damaging the blow pop. You're going to tape it to their windshield. You're going to stuff it in an envelope and mail it to them. I don't care. And you don't have to tell them why. Just give it to them, and that's that. If you do that, you will have given more, and you will feel terrific. You will have more because they won't know what it means, but who cares? You know that you put it out there. This person charms you, and you did something about it. Good for you. If you do that, done. But in the actual spirit of giving more and having more, I'm going to invite you to do the second option. And that second option is to do the same thing. Get this blow pop to that person, but tell them why they charm you. Tell them why you have more in your life because of them. If you do that, two things happen. One, you feel terrific. Second, they'll feel terrific. Why? Because most of us are used to being told what we do wrong. Very rarely do people tell us what we do right. This is your chance, your opportunity to give more and have more by telling somebody what they mean to you. If you do that, you will have a memory between you that lasts forever. Now, does Michael know this is hokey? Yes or no? Yes. Right, because I'm from the Bronx. We don't give blow pops, we give punches, right? But let me tell you this. I was recently at a college. In the back of the room, a woman started weeping when the blow pops came out, right? So she starts weeping, and I say, honey, what's the matter? And she stands up and she goes, Mr. Miller, did you do this activity at Stonehill College? And I said, yes. And she said, my boyfriend goes there, and last year after his orientation, he gave me a blow pop, but he didn't tell me why. Now I know why. Every 2 months, 3 months, in my mailbox in Chicago, I get an envelope. And in the envelope, there's no return address on it, and it comes from a different city. I feel the envelope, but I know what's in it, a blow pop, right? Now, it could be a stalker sending me this blow pop, but I don't eat the blow pop, so who cares, right? Now, I'll be honest with you, I never lie to my audience. I could throw this thing out. Who cares? Just send me a freaking blow pop, right? But I don't. I bring it up to my apartment, I open it up, and then I look at it, and what do I think? Give more and you'll have more. Someone's telling me, right? Gave me more. Because of you, I have more. I don't have the heart to throw the stupid thing out, so I put it in a bowl. Right now in a bowl, I have 3 or 4 because I throw them out every now and again. I'm looking at these 4 blow pops. When I walk around my apartment, it holds me accountable. It makes me say, you tell these college kids to get what they want. Are you getting what you want? Are you practicing what you preach? Can you believe it? That stupid bowl of blow pops keeps me accountable. So with that, do your homework with the blow pop. It's a beautiful moment. I know it is. Second, I want 2 things from you. 1, when you finish orientation, I want you to go home and finish the summer with your people. Have a freaking blast. Love every minute of your last summer of high school, but be careful and be safe because I want you alive. Second, get ready when you get back here to kick ass and getting what you want out of your time in your life. Thank you so much.